Hello, my name is Wes Borland from Marshall Ordino Associated. Today I'm coming to you from our Northern Colorado remote training facility, or also known as my garage. And during quarantine, my garage, my training center, my office, child care center, school, and give it a couple hours, bar. But today we're bringing to you a training nugget, and we're talking about Nibco press systems, and most specifically the large diameter press systems. To understand large diameter press, you must first talk about small diameter press. Small diameter press, through almost all major manufacturers, is designed and engineered very similarly. This allows the same tool to be used across multiple manufacturers' platforms. As you can see here, with the small diameter press, both myself with Nibco and one of our largest competitors, design and engineering are almost exactly the same. When we get to large diameter press, things start to change, and there's a very good reason why they change. The changes occurs because of the design. The tooling for small diameter, again across multiple platforms from different manufacturers, is all based on a clamshell design. This is a Nibco adapter head for an 1.25" press fitting. This clamshell creates a difference between pressure and torque across the bottom side and the top side. This difference in pressure and torque is not a problem on small diameter fittings, 2" and below. However, when you get to 2" and larger, the diameter is so wide that the pressure and torque difference becomes so drastic that some changes need to be made to your press system. Other manufacturers decided that the changes should be made to the fitting itself. By doing that, they allowed the same similar jaw system to be used on their large diameter. However, this creates its own set of problems. As you see from this manufacturer, between their small and large, the large diameter fitting has a stainless steel gripper ring and multiple O-rings, and when inserted on a 2.5" piece of pipe, has quite a bit of deflection. And if installed in a vertical setup, would not stay on the pipe. This is to allow the same similar clamshell design to work on their fittings. Nibco has used the 2.5" and through 4" as a circular 360-degree sealing surface. This design will allow pressure and torque to be spread evenly around the fitting, allowing us to use the exact same engineering as us and other manufacturers in our large diameter. As you can see, the tolerances for fitting on a 2.5" piece of pipe are much tighter, allowing a lot less deflection and easier installation of vertical systems. Now, we're going to install a large diameter Nibco press fitting. As you can see, the installation instructions are behind me and are very simple, but because of their simplicity, very important. The first step will be to clean and prep the copper. We do not recommend using sandpaper to clean the copper like you would for soldering, as that could create extra grooves that would make it more difficult for the gasket on a press system to seal. Just make sure it's clean of any debris, and deburring this edge is extremely important. Any sharp edges on the inside could disrupt your laminar flow of your system, and any sharp edges on the outside could actually cut the gasket on the insertion of the pipe and cause a leak path for your press. Once we have the copper prepped and clean, we will look in our guide. In the back there's an installation depth chart. While it's very easy for me on this bench to install this piece of pipe into the fitting, sometimes situations in the field make it a little bit more difficult to make sure that this pipe is installed all the way to the stop on the coupling. I look in my chart, and for 2.5 inch Nibco press, the insertion depth is 1.5 inches. So I take my tape measure and I've marked 1.5 inches insertion depth on this piece of pipe. Insert into the Nibco press fitting, and my mark will be right at the edge. This gives a great visual indication that this was done correctly. Now, I will take the chain, again, that does a 360-degree sealing surface. There's a release peg, and this chain set is only installed one direction. There's a nice stainless steel marker on all of the 2.5 through 4 inch chain sets that will tell you pipe side only. I will install that with the stainless steel on the pipe side only and complete this. Once it is snapped back together, it will rotate on the pipe and the fitting and be able to free hang, allowing you to use both hands to grab the tool. This makes installation even tight parameters very easy. I will take my PC 280 and open the jaws by pressing on the back end of the jaws. Once that is installed on both sides of the chain set, now I will depress the trigger and I will let this make a full cycle. Now, do not be afraid if something on the job site interrupts you, as even though I let go of this trigger, I can come back and depress the trigger and continue my press cycle. I just need to make sure that the press goes all the way out and then releases before stopping the press. Now that this is released, I'm going to depress the back of the jaws and release the tool. Pin on the chain set allows that to come off easily, and then I will inspect my fitting to make sure I got a press on both sides of the O-ring and that my insertion depth was correct. And now I have a complete press on a large diameter Nibco press system. Please refer back to our Nibco Press Systems catalog, as this has lots of pertinent information for Nibco Press Systems. How close can you press different size fittings together, when and where to solder and braze, and all the engineering data that you would need for Nibco Press Systems. If you use Nibco Press and do not have a copy of this book, please contact Marshall Rodino or your local distributor, and we will make sure you have copies for you and your team. We also offer more in-depth training, so please contact us if you're interested in more information. Contact links and more information will be provided in the comments and section below. Thank you, and if you enjoyed this small training nugget, please check out the rest of our channel, like and subscribe to videos, and hopefully we'll be bringing you a lot more of these training videos in the future.